It makes you proud to be part of the fireys, the police working together, but the members of the public who are assisting us, providing us with the first information when we got there, it's hard to explain just how inspiring that was to see that people were just doing what needed to be done amongst the tragedy, and it was amazing to see.
From the moment I walked up there, I got out of an ambulance and I had someone there at my side who was just offering his support. And
on the day there was a patient with quite serious injuries out the front of the store. So I feel for the staff at this particular store having to be sort of reminded by that each day. I think that would be quite tough. So I just wanted to thank them for their efforts, and I was off duty on the day, but I remember them and their efforts, and it's been greatly appreciated.
And, there was one particular man, I don't remember his name, but
there was one member of the public who stood out.
He didn't leave me.
Who was assisting us move through the traffic. As you can imagine, it was quite chaotic and there was traffic everywhere, quite banked up through the laneways. And he stepped aside and led us through. I wanted to thank you very much for taking that initiative and stepping up and doing what you did.
I'd just like to thank the bystanders who provided support and comfort to the patients that were there.
Here's a house, here's a door. Windows 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready to knock? Turn the lock. Play school.
And also to the Metropolitan Fire Brigade and members of Victoria Police who were invaluable in helping us transport and move our patients from the scene.
Ambulance, and seeing not only ambulance doing what they do so well.
I'd like to say a really big thank you to the firefighters from the EMFB. They were on scene for a long time with our patient that day. They were so calm, they calmed the patient. I think they calmed us a lot. They took on any job they were given, and they played such a huge role in getting our patient to hospital as quickly as they did.
I'd like to thank the staff of a company that I was nearby who came out to the aid of two patients out the front of their company. They brought out their first aid equipment and defibrillators.
They end up taking up a hospital bed. It costs, you gave them treatment early, and they got some treatment and a breathalyzer, or an inhalator, not a breathalyzer.
To the lady in the bank, you did a very good job.
I'd just like to thank everyone that was on the scene on the day for all the help that they provided, whether that be just providing reassurance to patients, just keeping them calm, keeping them sheltered out of the sun.
To all the people who did CPR.
While we organised transport to hospital.
It was such a difficult thing to do.
Just the small things I think really helped on the day.
And you did it with such compassion, and we thank you all.
Horrible incident.
Seeing all those bystanders there really comforted us as paramedics, and
I know that at the time we weren't able to thank all the bystanders, so I want to use this as an opportunity to thank all the bystanders for their assistance throughout the incident.
I'm eternally grateful for them being there on that day.
The bystanders.
They did a wonderful job.
Bystanders.
And I couldn't have done my job without them.
The bystanders.
All the bystanders who were there at the scene before us, some with medical training, some without. We very much appreciate your efforts. We might not know who you are, but rest assured we appreciate your help.
And the response from ordinary community members.
The bystanders.
Bystanders.
All the bystanders.
Bystanders. Some bystanders.
Magnificent. Those with clinical skills used their skills. Those without clinical skills simply came up, reassured, held hands, comforted the victims.
It was amazing.
It was truly awesome.
They didn't even know.
One thing that stood out to me was just...
It was such a fantastic thing.
It's a simple act, just to shield them from the sun on the day.
Just stop what they were doing to help someone else.
Watching everybody come together as one.
There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
over one of our patients.
I think it was truly amazing to turn up on the scene and it be so quiet.
A member of the public just holding an umbrella. It gives you a great sense of comfort about
People kneeling down on the ground, helping people they didn't even know.
the community that we live in.
I think in those situations, one
Assist others even when they're dealing with something that's incredibly traumatic. Everyone who was there was just so completely focused on helping people.
of the things that personally as a paramedic I find quite challenging is not just the medical side, but the patients and how distressed they are.
And it's just very brave and selfless thing to do, to be able to support someone else in a really difficult time.
The emotional side.
People are prepared to,
especially for me, it was
nature of people that
to see that he was that he had that support already.
Oh, scheiße!
that human
And when you might be afraid yourself.
really want to help
And we were strangers, but
someone.
and yeah, it was really heartwarming.
And I think that came
It's uplifting
out to me in that whole day.
It really was a show of human strength. We all didn't know each other at the time. Bonded very quickly, all helped each other as we could, and you could tell it meant a lot to the patients on the street
that people are prepared.
Everyone was helping them.
It's uplifting just to see just members of the community.
I've never seen a scene where the community were the first to provide that initial care.
Helping people that they may not even know.
In such a strong way. So it made all the difference. That's why,
The older years, they get sick. They get sick easily and they suffer badly for it. So this really is bread and butter work for us.
It was seamless because I've never seen a scene.
On some bystanders.
So it made all the difference. That's why it was seamless, because we're the first to provide that initial care. People were actually helping people.
He's acting as coach for me, which is great. It's been really good. He's a bit of a hard taskmaster.
5, 6, 7. Work.
No. Oh look, I'd just like to thank the people.
On some bystanders.
For the people of Victoria and of Melbourne in particular in assisting people just like themselves on that day. People just like themselves on that day. I'd just like to say thank you from Ambos Victoria.
People are just sick of it, sick to death of this happening.
Jerry, just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.